This story I'm about to tell you will really open your eyes about the dark side of the property market, especially for first-time investors. And before I jump into my drawing board, remember to listen between the lines and let's go deep dive into this rabbit hole now. So going to my drawing board / notebook, we have our protagonist over here. He is a tailor and he opens a little tailor shop in this little town over here. Now, if you don't know what a tailor is, basically he mends and makes clothes. So, got a needle and some thread, and then got some buttons and some clothes. So basically that's what he does, all right? He has a little small business over here. Now, I need to describe a little bit about the geography of where the protagonist lives. So basically he lives in a small town. The small town sits between the town center and another town center that people live in. So basically this is like a very small town, very less population, maybe less than 100 people. And then over here, maybe more than 10,000 people live here. And basically this small town sits in between these two locations. And it's also important to note, sitting next to the small town in this sort of road that crosses through this space is also a forest. Okay, now before you decide to scroll away because you're thinking, how is this relevant to property investing? Stay tuned because this is really important. So be patient. So the story over here is old mate over here is a tailor, and basically he's self-employed and he runs his own tailor shop. And the way that old mate over here makes money is basically people will cross over to the little town over here before they hit the town center to basically mend their clothes, have their clothes repaired, or maybe have something added to their clothing before they go to the town center for either an interview or to see the king. Now, most often the time, his business is very dismal, right? Because people who cross over here are either scholars, travelers, students. They usually need maybe their clothes mended like a little bit, and every time he mends these clothes with his needle and threads, maybe like $1 to $2, right, per person, okay, per clothing. So basically he was making jack all, wasn't making enough money, and then even other business owners, for example this pub owner that is across his shop, goes to him and go, hey mate, your business is making jack all. I really feel sorry for you. Why don't you just move shop into the town center? Because you're not going to get enough business here, right? No one's going to stop here to do your thing where there's a lot of tailors and people who mend clothes in the town center, and it's more convenient for them. And he goes, oh no shit mate, of course I'll do that if I had the money, but I can't afford the rent over there. I can only afford the lease over here because it's cheap. And then one night in his dreams, on the brink of bankruptcy, he, while sleeping in his little bed made out of hay, which is basically situated next to the shop because he couldn't afford a place to live, had a little dream, as I visually display this in terms of dream bubbles, from the devil. And the devil was like, hey mate, you want to make some moolah? Well, how many people traverse through this little town to go to the town center? Maybe more than 100 per day. But how many people visit your shop? Maybe less than 5. What if you dug some holes around the town center? And these little holes, which will be conveniently dug up tomorrow by you, will be situated about maybe 10 meters before your shop, maybe close to the entrance of your little town. And for those of you who are watching thus far, you might be wondering, Q, why would the devil tell the tailor to do such a thing? Well, let's for example say you have a traveler over here. He is in, like for example, a suit and tie. Very nice. And for example, he walks over to the little town and at night he couldn't see and he falls into this hole, which the devil has advised the tailor to put some rocks and rubbles, and obviously he will climb out and his clothing will be torn and tattered. Evil but entrepreneurial. Well, now obviously old mate will walk out and go, WTF, where would I fix these clothing? Because I need to see the king in the town center or the mayor in the town center. Oh wait, there's a tailor that advertises that he can sew and mend my clothes in under 10 minutes. Right now, it's not $1 or $2. It's bloody $5 now per piece. And as days goes by, weeks goes by, many people traverse through this little town to get to the town center because they don't want to go through the bloody dark forest, all right? So many more people fall into this bloody pit that he's dug up. And more people are like, WTF, I need to get this fixed because I need to see the mayor in 2 hours and I don't have time to go find another tailor. Let's go to this person. And because of the queue that is lined up at the tailor shop, it's no longer $5. It's right now $35. Yeah, hell yeah. And business is booming whilst on the opposite side of the tailor, remember the pub owner? And old mate pub owner over here, which has been witnessing this man's growth in the last 4 weeks from 0 to something, goes, bloody oath, what a great business. And in the middle of the night with his little flashlight on, obviously to avoid the little pits that old mate over here dug up, walked up to him and made him a business proposition. And old mate pub owner said to the tailor that night was like, mate, why don't you dig the bloody hole more deeper? So when these cunts fall in, they bloody break their legs, or at least sprain their ankle or crack their back. And my cousin, which is in another town but will set up shop in our town, which is next to your tailor shop over here, he's a bloody physio. While they're getting their clothes fixed, they'll walk over to the physio shop which my mate opens, and they will fix them up for $150 per pop. Now old mate Taylor obviously said yes. They both handshook, and then this mate came in here, they all handshook, created a PTY Ltd company, and now old mate Taylor over here gets 50% of the shareholdings of the net profit because he's a founder, and then the pub owner and the cousin physio gets 25% each. And throughout the many years that passed, this business grew in size because as many people walk through this little town to go to the town center, obviously fall into this bloody pit, the Taylor's business demand grew by 200% that they had to open another 2 more stores. The physiotherapy actually had to open another 3 more stores because of the demand from this. And the pub owner just kept one pub because his main job was to keep the whole town drunk, so then they don't dob about these pits to the king at the town center. If you stayed thus far, the story gets a bit more interesting. Old mate Devil out of the blue moon visited all their dreams in one night and told them, if all you guys collaborated to dig the hole much deeper, so when these cunts fall in, they actually cock it. And I will pay you 100 G's per soul. And guess what they all said? Hell yeah, let's do it, baby. And over many nights and many years, slowly this town became a ghost town to avoid. But unbeknownst to these guys, as their revenue grew in terms of different sources of revenue, the reputation of this little small town was being spread by many people that would say, hey, avoid this town because you might fall and die. Now, a lot of you who are still here and watched thus far will be saying, hey, sucked in guys, you deserve that, you bloody evil business owners. But I'm sad to tell you guys, there's still many people here every year that need to get across to the town center by passing through this area. So then what did this business do with old mate the tailor and the pub owner and the physio? Well, to upgrade with the times, I diversified into a new business, and then this business started a carriage business, a horse and carriage business. That's right, guys. This new business will charge everyone $1,000 per pop to go into the carriage services to avoid all these pitfalls and get to the town center. And as time went by, this business doubled in revenue as well. And right now, you must be thinking, Q, what is this little town called? Well, to tie all the metaphors together, this town is called Spruiker Town. And these guys over here that need to traverse through this pathway towards the town center, these guys are called the first-time investors. You folks, the noobs. And the analogy for the town center, well, wealth building, financial freedom. Just right over there, guys. And the dark forest over here represents the unknown, and nobody likes to go through the unknown. Return to our main protagonist, the tailor over here represents the dodgy real estate agents and the buyer's agents. And remember these little pitfalls that this old mate over here dug up? They represent the little get-rich-quick schemes, the little buy under the company trust and don't declare your debt to the bank schemes. And let's not forget the old mate pub owner over here. They represent the dodgy developers and builders that feed the tailor with these bloody dumb ideas to make the pit much deeper. For example, these dodgy developers will get these first-time investors drunk on these fancy marketing like, hey, free stamp duty when you buy house and land package, cashbacks when you purchase, or first 12 months interest-free when you buy with us. And these first-time investors will obviously get drunk with that marketing and then fall into the pit. When it comes time to settle, as they fall deeper and deeper into this pit, they found that their property has cracks and has defects. But that's okay. The cousin, the VC over here, represents the mortgage brokers, the accountants, the financial planners. They will advise through their one-horse, one-stop shop carriage, obviously for a fee. Hey, it's okay. We're professionals. We have your best interests at heart. Because at the end of the day, welcome to Spruiker Town. If you have stayed thus far, you are a serious first-time investor, and I really hope you don't end up in Spruiker Town. Jump in the comments and let me know what you think.